Temporary foreign workers are among the people deemed essential in Canada during the pandemic, and tonight there's uncertainty around workers from Mexico. The Mexican government may be stopping thousands of them from coming to Canada after 2 temporary foreign workers died in Canada from COVID-19. As Abigail Bimman reports, the lack of clarity is stressful for both those workers and the farmers.
Gearing up for the busy strawberry season, Millers Bay Farm would usually have half a dozen temporary foreign workers on hand.
This year, with the delays and complications, we actually only have 1 guy in the field right now, and we're looking forward to 2 more coming out of quarantine.
Shannon Miller says they've tried to fill the gap with local help, but it's not easy. Their Mexican workers are professionals who have been on the farm for years, more like family members and friends. News the Mexican government may block more workers from coming to Canada just adds to the stress and uncertainty.
I don't want to sound the alarm bells, but you're not going to have the availability of local food. And then the other thing to think of is that, if there's any kind of shortage in the other countries where we import from, you can be sure they'll be keeping for themselves first and sending us only what's left over.
The Mexican embassy here in Ottawa tells Global News there is a ban on more workers coming to Canada. But Farms, a nonprofit group that helps bring workers to farms in Ontario and the Atlantic provinces, tells us that's not true. The Mexican government told them Tuesday morning the ban only applies to farms where there is an outbreak. Otherwise, it's, quote, business as usual. But the Mexican embassy has since refused to clarify which is correct by deadline.
Workers are telling us we're signing a death warrant by going into Canada because the Canadian government has failed to provide protections for us to be able to refuse unsafe work.
Sonia Avilas with the Migrant Workers Alliance for Change says workers are afraid of getting sick, but they still want to come to Canada. The work helps them feed their families.
Various challenges around labour standards that require looking at. We can even look at things like pathways towards citizenship that could give people more rights.
But no specific promises for a problem that gets worse as the season progresses. Abigail Bimman, Global News, Ottawa.